Wait, is the stream started? Hi, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Overwatch Tranquility. It's been a bit of a morning here over on the Twitch channel. As you can see, we have a bit of a solo casting gig happening right now. So I'm Rudy TG. I welcome you all to our one of our first ever broadcasts of the EU Tranquility Season 8. I'm super excited to be casting this match. It's going to be a match between two teams in the Harmony tier. It's going to be Aesir versus Apollo, and we're going to get into that match pretty soon. First map is going to be over on Lijiang Tower, which is going to be a very fun map indeed. Lots of variety in terms of team composition that we can have on this map, depending on which portion of the map that we get first. We could start off on Control Center, which is obviously the more indoor, closed off portion of the map where you see a lot of brawl running with like Junkrat, Symmetra, Doomfist, with the Reinhardt compositions as well. And then obviously on Garden and the other one as well. There's a lot of shenanigans for lot of opportunities for shenanigans, such as monkey compositions that revolve around Winston, and then obviously Pharah is very popular on this map. Just a whole lot of variety in terms of team composition. So I'm definitely going to be excited to see which portion of the map is going to be the first one on the docket here. Just a reminder for you guys, this is going to be the first broadcast of this for today, but we also have other games, one other game happening that's going to be being played over on the NA servers later on today, and I'll get you that information shortly. But it looks like we are going to be going into the game very shortly indeed, and we are going to be starting off on Gardens here. So like I said, this is a portion of the map that has a lot of variety for Pharah play. You could also run a lot of 6-man rush compositions here with the Winston, Lucio, Moira. Just depends on what these teams feel more comfortable with. Wrecking Ball is also a pretty big hero that's played on this map as well. I feel like Wrecking Ball compositions, being the most meta compositions, are going to be very... Well, we'll see. It looks like both of these teams are going to be running the 6-man. However, now the most important things for these 6-man rush compositions is ultimate recycling. Your main goal is to be able to keep your Winston alive, keep your tanks alive, to be able to soak up as much damage as possible for your Moira to build Coalescence. Once that Moira builds Coalescence, obviously, first one to build Coalescence obviously has the advantage, but there's other things you could do to mitigate that, such as Sombra being played very heavily in this composition as well, which can hack the Moira out of that Coalescence or any other abilities that she might have. Lucio obviously really good on this portion of the map as well, to be able to boop enemies off of the high ground and stuff like that. So right now we're just going to see Mystic here poking on the side of Apollo. Both of these teams playing around this central pillar that's right next to the Mega Health Pack. And right now, as you can see, Indigo League so far in the head.
Hi guys.
For this Coalescence. Monkey on the enemy team going down really early on here. The Coalescence is out from Indigo League, but Yoshi will have theirs shortly. But there is an EMP on the side. Garden hits a huge 5-man EMP here. So far, Blue team doing a really good job of just kiting back. Trini has access to this Lucio beat. Tries to find some value from it. Both divas have actually been demeched here, and it is Huss on this side that is going to get the first kill onto Yoshi here. But a huge Death Blossom on the side of Shagadelic is going to turn the tides really quickly. Huss actually has to commit the Primal Rage just to try to get this under control. But the red team, they are trickling in one by one, and that's the power of these compositions too, is just the fact that all of these characters have such great mobility as well. Trini gets that kill onto the enemy Lucio, and we will soon be seeing a potential flip on the side of the red team here, but the EMP comes out, 4 members caught, but the beat is going to be in response to save them all here. Huss trying desperately here, a Diva Bomb from Staple to try to turn the tides once again, but a flip has occurred here. on the side of Apollo, and they will be getting control of the point. But you can see just how much ultimate recycling was effective in that first team fight here. Aesir is going to be coming in with a bunch of ultimates of their own, Beat to try to counter the EMP coming out from Garden. And then Monkey is going, both Death Blossoms once again on the side here. Aesir is going to be committing to the left side of the map here. They want to get in real quick. Both bubble shields down really early. EMP, Death Blossom, every ultimate thrown. But it is ultimately going to be Aesir who gets that team fight. Yeah, really good position to be in here for on the side of Aesir. They have the Coalescence to work with, but still, Monkey's holding on to that Death Blossom and the Beat still. Primal Rage also in effect. If I was then, I would probably commit with a Beat engage of my own, but Yoshi pops the Coalescence just to get some early aggression here, and the Lucio's actually caught out here. Weath is so low, is not going to be able to use that Beat in time. The enemy Monkey is down, however, so that might be a ghost sign for these players to go in. Death Blossom now committed with Monkey here, and they actually managed to catch the Diva out, so that's 2 tanks down. They now have a 2-tank advantage, but nice boop from Drini onto the Monkey here. That's your main source of damage now out of the equation. And Monkey's be zapping over here. Oh my gosh, damn, he tries desperately to get out of that unwinnable situation there, but unfortunately their translocator just did not get enough distance there. Indigo tries desperately to leap out of harm's way, doing a really good job of just keeping themselves up and their tanks up as well. Monkey now back into the fight. Garden is so close to this EMP. All he has to do is just breathe on them and they'll probably get enough ultimate charge. But Hack out of the way, and Drini is down. They're on the side. 3 members caught on the side. On the side of Aesir here. Zealous' mech goes down as well here. Shagadelic is just getting booped around so much. Huss has to back out. Play for heals now. Primal Rage out for Mystic now, so that's the go time for this team. The go button has been hit. Nice kill onto Huss there. That's your main tank. Now out of commission here. Indigo so low, but they focus fire is there. Now it's just Weath. Oh, the Beat comes in though. He's going to save a little bit more time, just surviving for a few more seconds here. Hop out the window, hop back in just to contest the point a little bit more, but Silas's mech has once again gone out of the way. And Apollo doing such a good job of just taking care of all these players that are coming in one by one. That's all Aesir can do. They could just come in one by one, hope that one of them gets a pick here. Death Blossom on the side of Shagadelic, as well as the Coalescence. Not going to leave a whole lot of room for Aesir to run through. And that's a first map, that's a first point win for Apollo. Yeah, so really good engagement from Apollo to keep most of their presence on the point at all times. Just happened to get into the right ultimates at the right time here, and we're actually going to be seeing a couple of comp switches here because we're going on to Control Center, which is much more structurally different than Gardens was, for sure. We're actually going to see both of these teams go onto these Reinhardt compositions. I'm wondering, I think both of them are going to be opting for that Junkrat Symmetra here, which is obviously really powerful. And actually both of them are going to be opting for the Sigma as well instead of the Diva. Give themselves a little bit of extra shielding to protect themselves from the harm of the Junkrats. So it's going to be really who gets the most value out of the damage that both Symmetra and Junkrat can put out. How much pressure they can put on the shields. And there's a lot of pressure onto Monkey at first. The Immortality field already has to be used on the side of Indigo field, but that's also giving them a lot of ultimate value as well, so that they could get that early window. Plus pushing onto the objective point, which is now open and is being taken by the side of Apollo here, and Garden with his huge flank actually gets 2 with the Junkrat mine, and that's going to open the way for the rest of this team. The rest of Aesir, I should say. No, sorry, I'm sorry. Aesir is the one. Apollo, the rest of Apollo to push up into their spawn, basically. A couple ultimates to work with. on the side of Apollo here. The Junkrat ultimate tire is going to be so... Oh my gosh, Indigo League just gets decimated there. That's going to be a stagger for sure, and a tire out as well. They want to stagger this out real nicely here. Gets both the tanks. Massive time loss for Aesir here, and they're pretty much just stuck in spawn at this point. Jaggedelic also has their wall in order to be used defensively, and they are just going to play for this hold real close into the enemy spawn here. Bunch of ultimates to work with as well. You only have a beat and a tire. Monkey has to try to get huge value from theirs, but Huss is already down. Okay, does manage to take out Staple. And the window is going to be used, wall used in response to the window, to make sure that there's no shot for any of that damage to be coming through here. And so far, Aesir just having a really difficult time trying to push in here. I mean, they've used a few ultimates already. None of them have really been effective, but they will have almost 5 coming up at this point. Apollo, they're holding nice. They're holding nice and pretty with a couple of these ultimates. Early beat just to even try to attempt to get into the point. Flex from Staple is going to catch a bunch of the members off guard here. The wall is not going to be effective whatsoever. And so far, this is a statement from Apollo here onto this enemy team. What a way to start off the series. That first point on Gardens was a bit contested in terms of which team was going to be sort of in control. But we do ultimately see Apollo come out. As soon as they get that point presence on Gardens, it is going to be... They do an excellent job of just continuing to ultra cycle, to keep point presence, to catch out any stragglers. They do an excellent job of being able to keep that point presence on Gardens. And then when we go over to the side of Control Center, I mean, that was just pure domination on the side of Drini, of Garden as well. Shackadelic doing really good job as well. And we are going to be going to a quick break here. Hopefully, hopefully things will get a bit better for broadcast's sake. We'll go ahead and we'll see which map is going to be picked next, but we are going to be going to a short little break. We'll see you in just a little bit. And welcome back. We managed to find a stray person just walking on the side of the road and offer them a spot on the broadcast here. Hey, how about you introduce yourself, random person that we've never met before?
Howdy, everyone. My name's Zohan. I'm going to be joining you to be your play-by-play. Just, keep it a little less hard on Rudy here.
Well, let's just say the first map was I did incredible. Nobody, if we can just go ahead and wipe the first map from the record books, nobody can watch it. We'll go ahead and forget about that for now. But in case you do want to know what just happened in the series so far, it's a Aesir versus Apollo. Apollo took map number 1 in a pretty convincing manner. Both of the teams running the mirror matchup on point number 1. It was 6-man rush. Apollo had pretty good control of the point in that regards. And then when we went on to control center of Lijiang Tower and both teams wanted to run the rush mirror matchup with the Junkrat Symmetra, it was just clear domination on the side of Apollo. Aesir barely even got onto the point at all. But we are going to be switching things up now. We are going to be going to the next map in the map pool, which is going to be Hanamura here. So assault map is going to be map number 2, and there's a lot of potential for composition changes here on Hanamura, mostly in regards to like which DPS you can run. There's still a lot of potential for like some Symmetra shenanigans as well, but I would say hit scan is a lot more favorable on this map in comparison to that first one.
Yeah, no, of course we're going to be seeing Hanamura. Do you think maybe Pharah might even make an entrance? I mean, we obviously at this level, Pharah is going to be a little more happy clicks for whoever is playing her.
Happy go lucky, potentially. I mean, I expected to see a little bit of it on Lijiang, but the teams wanted to play more rush style compositions here. But Hanamura has great opportunities for Ashe and Cassidy to get into sightlines as well. You could also see a bit more Tracer Sombra as well if the teams want to continue running a bit more of traditional group together type of compositions. And Double Shield. I honestly forgot. I keep forgetting about Double Shield. Double Shield is a composition as well. Great to be able to hold on to these points on defense here, to be able to take control of high ground on both point number 1, point A and point B. So, I mean, and Double Shield just works perfectly with like Torbjorn, Cassidy, Ashe, those types of picks. So that's what I'm expecting to see at the very least. Now, are these teams going to run something like totally unexpected, like a Roadhog Wrecking Ball? Probably. This is Harmony tier after all. These players are going to run whatever the heck they want, I feel like.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we are going to be hopping into game number 2 between Apollo and Aesir. Apollo is up 1-0 in our Harmony tier matchup. Are you excited to see how it's going to go? Do you think we had a mirror? Do you think this might be different?
I think it'll be different. I think Hanamura is a bit less figured out in terms of like the meta, because teams just don't want to play assaults. But I think there's going to be some symmetric shenanigans for sure if teams decide to come out with the brawl on defense, or if they want to come out with more traditional double shield. And it looks like on the side of Aesir here, they are going to be rolling out with the double shield defense here. It is going to be Sigma Orisa. They have the Mercy in play here, actually, to pocket either the Ashe or the Echo, whichever one they really want to commit their resources into. While on the side of Apollo, it's going to be a rush. Symmetra definitely going to be able to use that TP to teleport either onto point or either onto one of the high grounds to rush down opponents, or they could use it as a fake, obviously. And I'm wondering whether Dreeny is going to stick onto this Mercy. No, they're gonna swap to Lucio.
Yeah, and we're going to be hopping into our first point. Echo Jam, we have Monkey on that Echo. We're going to be seeing a very quick TP onto point from Shagadelic. Nothing's going to be really able to stop them there. So they're going to be able to have a quick point control, and it's going to be all up to Hudson, able to try to point onto it. Sentry turrets are going quickly down, but who's going down very quickly. And we already might be seeing first point going the way of Apollo.
Yeah, a quick teleport onto point here. Monkey's gonna just get beamed down by the Symmetra beam. There's no way that you can escape that once it's charged up, unless you have an immortality field, which is what Indigo just dropped at their feet. And Shag is going to be delayed slightly. But yeah, I mean, TP straight onto the point was expected on the side of Aesir. It looks like they were definitely expecting something like that to come out. But Orisa got beamed down. There just wasn't enough support for them when they were posted up on the side of the point. And yeah, early death onto one of your tanks means that you can't hold on to the point for much longer. Now Apollo's going to be coming in here with a very good sense. They're going to be T-poing straight onto point, but the Reinhardt actually is the one to fall off here.
Yeah, instantly we see Weath going down all to the sentry turrets, no less. In a very bad situation when your Mercy does go down. Bob has been utilized trying to get past it, but it is past that sim wall of Shagadelic. Jammy does go down instantly, but Monkey with the stickies able to take out 2, and with a 3rd. This has to be a very nice hold from the side of Aesir.
Yeah, very nice statements saying to the world, I am Monkey. On this side here, I mean, just great presence from the tanks on Aesir to be able to hold on to point without taking that much damage. It really was a not miscommunication. It was more of a mistake. Mystic, unfortunately, falling off of the high ground when they first TP up there, so they aren't able to put in as much damage onto those tanks as they would have liked to, or to like build down the health of the squishies that were up there trying to support them as well. And now you have a pretty big ultimate lineup here on the side of Aesir. Bongo and Graviton Flux are going to be doing great amounts of damage to this incoming Brawl Rush composition. But a great Gravitic Flux to start things off with.
Graviton Flux immediately did force the sound barrier out of Draenei. Blizzard coming out, not able to catch too much. Monkey does utilize that duplication, is going to get Rhine, but is going to get instantly deleted out of it. Silas takes out Mystic as well. They're not going to have no main tanks on the side right now. It's going to be probably a quick rotation out, or they're going to duel it a little bit. They're going to get Silas, but without that main tank, without that help, they're going to be going instantly down. Aesir holds another time, but does, we should clarify, they're going to be at 2.5 ticks right now. So it's, any second they could give it up.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's probably why they're sticking with this. Well, actually, they might be switching here on the side. Stable is going to just fall off the side here just to reset here. And there seems to be a bit of a swap here. Some of the members going towards more of these traditional Tracer, as well as the Hanzo here. But Mystic's going to stick onto this Reinhardt, probably just because they have the Shatter available here. No ultimates on the side of Aesir, at least for now. And that's going to give Mystic a little bit room to play with here. They're not going to feel as much pressure pushing up into this high ground. And they actually have to give up this position overall.
Yeah, Mystic is going to be taking the space with that Reinhardt. Nice shot by Garden Able to take out Jamie. It is going to have to be forced to utilize that Resurrection. Mystic having to divide around the poke. This poke composition is going to be taking him down very quickly. Yoshi doing as all they can to heal him. Silas takes out themselves, and Mystic takes out Monkey. This is a bit worrying. Okay, we do see the Shatter coming out, getting nothing for it. Dragon Strike is also utilized. Is going to be finally able to take out these. And with the res from Shagadelic, we're going to be seeing a player advantage on the side of Apollo. With going down, there's going to be no one on to point, so it does force Silas to take to the point. Multiple players are going down. Duplication is going to be used by Monkey to try to get something done here, and it's all up to... Oh, they're going to be going down very quickly, but the Bongo of Husai is going to be helping Jammy to take out Mystic. Excuse me, that is going to be Bob, taking it down. And with these reses and with this player respawn, it looks like Aesir is going to be holding here.
That was so close on the side of Apollo. You see that they're actually swapping to like the Wrecking Ball and stuff to try to contest further, but there's just no way anymore. I think Mystic just has to leave, honestly, at this point. I mean, so close to capping that 3rd tick point off. But the respawn advantage, Jammy coming clutch with the bomb that honestly caught a bunch of the members off guard. Some of them were pretty low on healing, which is why they were able to be just decapitated by the incoming big robot man. And now
Yeah.
you have a bunch, but Apollo is going to be coming in here with a bunch of ultimates. Yoshi having that window to be able to pump in more damage, and we saw how effective Garden was, or Gadrin was, on that Hanzo, but Shag is going to be the first casualty here.
Yeah, with Shag being the first casualty here, we're going to be down to less than 60 seconds left. Bit of a point touch by Mystic to try to force someone to point a little bit early, since Shagadelic has been coming back to point. We do see Stipple using that Diva Bomb, not going to get anything with it, just taking out Indigo's Immortality Field. A couple players are low, but there's not going to be a lot of damage potential from the side of Apollo now. Dragon Strike going to be utilized. However, great movement on the side of Aesir to ignore most of that damage. Mystic going to be swinging in a little bit and is going to take Indigo out of position to take out by Garden. Houston is going to be using that Bongo, trying to put as much damage as they can as they are down one player. Indigo is finally rezzed, however. And with Bob utilized out here, I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this, or excuse me, if Apollo is going to be able to finish this point now, as we are just about to be hopping into overtime as Monkey takes out Yoshi. And with Draenei so low, that's all of the health that they're going to, healing that they're going to be having. They are going to be forced to utilize that, utilize to force that Valkyrie. And 3 players of the side of Apollo are going down. Draenei is going to be the last player left, is going to be forced to use that resurrection, but is going to get their life taken for it. It's all up to Mystic to touch here. They are the last player left. However, Shagadelic is able to, excuse me, not Shagadelic, Yoshi is going to be able to touch, but it's not going to be too much. We're going to be 1 point down. Yoshi's going to, Apollo's going to have 1 point, but that's all they're going to have.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I mean, they got as close to getting that full capture as pretty much was possible. Just a few unfortunate 2 CP moments led to them not being able to finish the map. But they will have most of the way done, and that's a small victory in and of itself. 89.2% on that second point here. But now the win condition is clear on the side of Aesir. All they need to do is finish the map in its entirety, which on Hanamura, easier said than done, especially considering, you don't know what type of defensive composition that Apollo wants to run out here. And looking by the picks that they have going on right now, it looks like they're going to be running some sort of bunker-ish kind of composition. Instead of double shield, it is going to be the Diva as opposed to the Sigma. It's going to give them a little more flexibility. Godrin's actually going to go on to this Pharah here. So talked about the possibility of a Pharah, and now we will see it. So we get what we wanted in the end here. Meanwhile, on the side of Aesir, they're going to be mirroring what Apollo ran on their first push, and they're going to be trying out the sim rush of their own. And if it goes as well as it did for Apollo on that first point, that's what they're hoping for, obviously. But, Apollo might be expecting it at this point.
Yeah, utilizing it that first time, that sim TP is going to be interesting to use how... but I like the damage output on the side of Apollo this time. A quick TP, not to point, but to the top of the building next to point.
Our
and
observer there for a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a split out. Shagadelic quickly going to be going down to Monkey, however. So a player advantage on the side of Aesir, but with Garden poking all that damage from above, there's not going to be much to get them except Weezar and Indigo League, who was forced to use that Immortality Field very early. So that could be a key advantage, as Garden already at that barrage, looking to use it very quickly, and we are going to be seeing it used, taking out 2 instantly. And while they're going to be taking out themselves by Silas, it's looking
even.
a little rough. Yeah, it is looking a bit rough at the moment. Shagadelic going to be taken out by Jammy, but Yoshi, Ana taking it out. Now we're going to be at a player advantage. Draenei, I think, was the player who got Nano. So a little bit of miscommunication, I think, by the side of Apollo. No ults for any side though.
Great point initiation on the side of Aesir there. They actually managed to get Shag really early on into that fight just by TPing the entirety of the team onto them. So nothing they could really do in that instance. But great awareness from Gadrin to be able to take out the main healer of the enemy team here. And now once again TP straight onto point and the Blizzard to try to catch any players who were there, and it looks like it is going to manage to catch Staple here.
Yeah, Stable's going to be going quickly off the map by Huizar. We're going to be seeing Mystic forced to use that Bonga to try to hold it. Nice take off, taking out Monkey. But somehow no one was able to touch, and Aesir able to capture while their fight is still going on. Garden's going to be rotating out of there, using, trying to keep their life. And of course, they're so close to that barrage. A quick cleanup on the side of Aesir, and Apollo now has to hold for, Apollo only needs to hold for, another 4.5 minutes. As we're already going straight into this next fight, no one's going to be there. Sunberry quickly used by Whiff. Shagadelic's going to try to be using that visor, but a nice wall off by Monkey. 2 are already going down with Staple using that Diva Bomb, able to take out Monkey. Monkey sadly was out of position there. We're already going to be at 2 ticks, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to hold. And we are in a tied series.
Actually, the staggers from that initial fight on point A actually it helped Aesir so much, because it meant that Apollo being staggered out, even though they had the updated respawn death timers where they were respawned much quicker onto point B than, is usually possible, they still weren't able to get their defensive setup ready in time for the rush from Aesir to come out onto point B. So when they actually came to point B, they teleported straight to point. Nobody was ready. Most of them were still exiting the spawn, and it was up to the off tank, actually. It was up to Staple to try to defend point all on their own. So now they're all rushing to defend point. I mean, Shag tries to pop the visor, but everything goes in favor of Aesir here, and the series is tied up 1-1. Great work from Aesir to be able to build off of the momentum they had from their first defense to be able to finish up this map.
Yeah, great 1-1 series so far. We do hope you are going to be enjoying this. We're going to be hopping to game number 3 after our halftime break. So we do hope you are enjoying this EU Harmony tier game between Apollo and Aesir. We'll be right back. already at that barrage, looking to use it very quickly, and we are going to be seeing it used, taking out 2 instantly. And while they're going to be taking out, it is past that sim wall of Shagadelic. Jammy does go down instantly, but Monkey with the stickies. already at that barrage, looking to use it very quickly, and we are going to be seeing it used, taking out 2 instantly. And while they're going to be taking out, it is past that sim wall of Shagadelic. Jammy does go down instantly, but Monkey with the stickies able to take out 2, and with a third, this has to be a very nice hold from the side of Aesir. We might be seeing first point going the way of Apollo.
Yeah, a quick teleport onto point here. Monkey's gonna just get beamed down by the Symmetra beam. There's no way that you can escape that once it's charged up.
That could be a key advantage as Garden already at that barrage, looking to use it very quickly, and we are going to be seeing it used, taking out 2 instantly. And while they're going to be taking out. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the EU Harmony tier. We're in a game right now between Apollo and Aesir. It is 1-1. I'm Zohan, joined by Rudy. Rudy, I only saw game number 2, but this series is looking a lot closer than what previously was mentioned.
Yeah, map number 1 was very much just in Apollo's favor, certainly when they were playing Brawl and the Rush mirror matchups, but when we moved on to Hanamura, it was a lot less about mirror matchups and more just about which team could play the Brawl, like the Symmetra TP Rush style of Hanamura better, and in that case, Aesir definitely got the advantage over Apollo with that astounding, pick onto first point and then the second point as well. But now we're going to be moving on to another map, so we'll get a little more insight as to how these teams kind of do with the compositions that they're accustomed to. And it is going to be Hollywood that is going to be the hybrid map that we go to next, which is a map that once again has a lot of variety. You see teams running the double shield, you see them running the brawl sometimes, you even see wrecking ball a lot of the times, especially on the offense side. So if Aesir has the advantage of playing this double shield style into their defense and also playing like brawl and other things in their offensive side, then we might see them take the cake this time. But Apollo, I think they still got a few tricks up their sleeve. I think they got players like Gadrin and Staple who can easily take over the game if push comes to shove.
Right. Do you think Apollo might have picked Hollywood to trying to negate that, brawl system, to try to negate how well Aesir really did play that play that brawl? And so do you think Hollywood is trying to force maybe double shield, trying to force dive even to get away from Reinhardt?
It might be possible because the other maps they had options to in this hybrid map pool that they have were Numbani and King's Row. So if they didn't pick King's Row, it means they're not feeling too comfortable with the Reinhardt mirror matchup. And then if they didn't pick Numbani, I don't blame them because Numbani can be hecka annoying sometimes to play just as a player in general. I know because I'm a plat like these people and I understand how they feel sometimes. So you might want to go on to Hollywood, and if you see Shag maybe pick more of that hit scan where they were playing on Hanamura, or maybe Gadrin wants to be on this Pharah more often, which is definitely a possibility for defense here on first point Hollywood, then yeah, for sure, I could see that being a possibility.
Yeah, no, we're going to be hopping into this game. So we're going to be seeing Aesir going towards that double shield. I mean, and obviously, I'm not going to comment on Apollo just yet. But how do you like this double shield? It worked out fairly well for them on Hanamura.
It worked out pretty well for them on a Hanamura, though I kind of attribute that more towards the mistakes that Apollo was making rather than their proficiency with it, with double shield. But I mean, Monkey and Jammy were finding really good value on this Echo Ash. Vith was doing a very good job on that Mercy, keeping people alive with like the resurrections and the healing as well. And I think the two tanks were doing great job as well. And on the side of Apollo here, it looks like they're going on to a composition that we haven't seen from them yet, which is the Wrecking Ball composition, Tracer Sombra, as well as the Brig Zen backline. So going to be a lot of pressure on Mystic to be able to get into this backway here, to be able to find entryways. Gadrin's just going to be trying to scout out the enemy players, seeing where everybody's set up, and they do have control of this mega health pack right here.
Yep, no, instantly going to be taking control of that health pack. Staple's already fairly low, and I think that was due to Monkey trying to get some nice little shots in. Monkey's also going to be able to take out Mystic, so these tanks are not doing that well against this Echo side, and especially Jammy as well as Vit is damage boosting them in there. Stable going to be instantly taken out of mech, so they're going to not have any tanks into this. It's going to be forcing a rotation out of our supports on the side of Apollo. Yoshi trying to get as much damage as they can, but against this damage boosted Ash and Silas as well, they're going to be cleaning this up very quickly and forcing retreat out of Mystic.
They had the right idea, but they had the wrong timings here. We see Mystic go down extremely early, probably because Staple was that low due to the poke from Monkey and Jammy. And so you have Staple committing onto the point like 2 seconds after Mystic has already fallen. And so Staple comes down or goes down before Drini and Yoshi even have a chance to get up onto the high ground, which they appear to want to, you know, get onto. And so it just leads to all of them staggering out in the end. But we do see a fight starting off here on the high ground.
Yeah, no, nice little setup by Shagdelic and Gadrin trying to force something out of Husai in Indigo League. Doesn't look like it's going to be forcing too much out. Nice little bit of play by the side of Aesir. Yoshi trying to get as much damage as they can. They are very close to that Tranquility. No ults on the side of Apollo just yet. Shagdelic trying to get something, try to take out Monkey, but it's not working out too well. Great play by Vit, trying to heal as much as they can, and a great cleanup already. Just, I mean, we do see a forced out of Monkey, did take that Sombra, not going to be getting that EMP, but in a quick cleanup again, Aesir holding this so well. 140 on the clock.
Monkey wanted to get the EMP from the copy, they couldn't even get that because the fight was already over with at that point. I mean, it's just sad right there. But if you're on Apollo, you do have some things to look forward to. You have a bunch of your ultimates coming online. Your EMP, most especially, is going to be very helpful in initiating. If you can line that up with like a minefield or something to be able to get onto the point and deal some massive damage. And that's exactly what's going to be happening here.
Huge EMP trying to force something out. Mystic does take out Silas with those mines and gets another, but Monkey does trade it out for Jagadelic, so we're going to be a little bit of a close player advantage, especially with that Bob from Jamie coming out. It's going to be forced to contest a point. They're not going to be getting too much further. There's not even a tick on the board, but those ults from the side of Apollo do seem to be doing this. We are at 2 ticks and nothing is going to be stopping them from capping first point.
What's great about that too is that you didn't even need to commit any of your support ultimates. You just kept them. You let the EMP and the mines do all the work for you there, and so now you'll have some great defensive ultimates to rely on in case that this double shield causes you problems. Now we do see Aesir set up on the high ground here. They are going to be in full control of these 2 buildings, and it's going to be up to Mystic to really try to boop some players off, create some chaos where there would otherwise normally wouldn't be, and just barely misses the boulder right there actually.
Yeah, Cretion trying to hit Mystic, not gonna get too so much.
Oh,
okay, a quick rally out of Janai, trying to get something nice, a little whip shot onto Indigo League. With that Transcendence, they're not gonna be getting too much out there. A Staple with the Diva Bomb, taking out to a very quick fight for Apollo. Vit's gonna try to contest, but it's gonna be cleaned up very quickly.
I love that play from Drini Yoshi. They both took the elevator up to the high ground where everybody was stapled, and they both popped their ultimates at the same time, basically making them invulnerable to anything. There was nothing that Aesir could do there to deal with the 2 supports, and Drini just peppers down people with, you know, their little stick that they have here. But now it is going to be Huss on the side here to pop their bongo. And it's going to create a lot of early value here.
Yeah, no, instantly we do see Huss taking out Stable so quickly. Does get traded for by Yoshi, and with two going down on the side of Aesir, there's not going to be much space. There's not going to be much time for Aesir to hold it to this point. And with Celis going down, there's going to be no one left to touch point as Vit does try to run away. Does get taken out by Shagadelic, and now we're going to be in a situation. 3 minutes on the clock, 2 points already on the board for Apollo. Can Aesir really hold it from here with this double shield comp?
It's going to be difficult because, once again, you're in a situation... Double shield, they work best when they have a bunch of people stacked up on... Or not double shield. Oh, yeah, double shield. When they have a bunch of people stacked together. But what happens when you get a bunch of people stacked together, you can EMP them all, and then they're just sitting ducks for whatever damage that comes their way. And you see Godrin, they are preparing this double shield here, but it is going to be Staple that goes down first.
Yeah, Stable immediately taking out of that mech. They're not going to take out the baby diva just yet. Going to be forcing them to try to do as much as they can. They're going to be poking a little bit. Indigo League is going to be forced to use that immortality field maybe a bit too early, as Shagadelic does get out of there very quickly. 2 minutes on the clock, huge. 2 points there. They are forced to touch point as the EMP from Gadrin comes out. Someone was stuck, nothing too much from there. Who is finally going to be taken out as the window trying to put as much healing as they can. Vit does get that res off on Hoos as a couple of pokes coming out. Shagadelic does finally go down. People are trying to contest on point as Mystic slams in the backline, not getting too much, only slamming on to Hoos. It seems to me that they're trying to poke as much as they can as the rally is used in this fight, trying to get as much down as they can. The immortality field is back as this fight has been going on. Transcendence is used as that Confident Flux has pulled players up in the air. Bongo is also used to try to put out as much damage as they can. Monkey taking out 2, however. Oh, this is huge. They're going to have a huge player advantage instantly taken out of that replication. But after that replication is out, they took out Gadrin as well. And Aesir holds.
Monkey making the choice that not a lot of DPS players would, copying the Brig. They knew that they needed that Brig rally armor to defend against Yoshi's Transcendence. And so making the unselfish sacrifice there of copying a fun hero to copy the Brig here. And it does them wonders here. Mystic does, however, have access to this mines, which has been very important for them to be able to gain entry into these sites here. Bob from Jammy is potentially, and he's gonna just send it into the Diva here that gets demeched.
Yeah, it does get the demech out of there, but Bob is gonna be in a weird spot where the rest of the team of Apollo can avoid it. We're gonna be in the final 10 seconds here. Someone has to touch as Mystic does go down, so they're not gonna have any more tanks. Shagadelic, however, taking out 2 with that pulse bomb. We do see one comeback by Vit. We're going to be in overtime right now. Who is it going to be to touch? Shagadelic tries to touch. Drini does take out Indigo League as the EMP from Gadget comes out, trying to get someone. Diva Bomb by a Staple, making a little bit of space for the rest of the team to push the cart a little bit forward. And we're now going to be in the final 2.5 meters, but it's only going to be Indigo League to touch and Jamie as well. And with that going down, you know, a finished Hollywood on the side of Apollo, but no seconds on the clock.
No seconds, so there's no potential for overtime on the side of Apollo, but still pretty good rush, all things considering. They definitely knew how to make their backline work in terms of that Zen Brig, knowing what they could push their supports to be able to do, like such as going up the elevator or going up to contest the double shield up on the 3rd point defense here on Hollywood. So great work from Drini Yoshi to be able to survive and then, you know, play off of plays from Shag, from Staple, from Guardian as well. So, you know, I like what I'm seeing here on the side of Apollo. I think their timings could get a little bit better in terms of knowing when to synchronize with each other. But on defense here, we are going to be seeing a swap up from them. They themselves are going to be going over to the double shield composition. They're going to have Drini on that, continue to be on the on the Brig roll just to give a little more defense to their backline. On the side of Aesir, it looks like they're going to go for some dive shenanigans here, with Monkey continuing to be a force on this Echo, which I think is a pretty good option here considering how much work they've put in so far, not just on this map, but in the series.
Yeah, and quite a, not traditional dive, but a very current dive with Monkey on that Echo still. Vitz staying on that Mercy to damage boost, and of course that Resurrection. Indigo League does switch over to that Ana, so we're gonna be seeing nanos in this, and that can really make the difference, especially against double shield. A little bit of poke coming out of the side of Aesir as they are wanting to stay back. Nothing too much. Jamie does get down, taken down by Shagadelic instantly, but Nade coming out, Huss taking out 2 instantly. So nice little trade. Not, you know, this is a really scrappy fight already, Rudy, as Stable is about to be taken out there.
They will get the advantage of being able to get healed, but not if they run further back into their own spawn. And I mean, this is just decimation at this point on the side of Aesir here. Yeah, that nano on, or then not the nano, but the nade onto the first 2 people was just instrumental here. Godrin does take out Jammy, and there is a potential for a little bit more contestation on the side of Apollo here. They're definitely doing some damage, putting in a little bit more work here, and even a pulse bomb committed that catches out with. But it is going to be Aesir's point in the end, and they have the nano to work with here, which they might use early if they want to catch out these stragglers from Aesir.
Yeah, Stable trying to get as much damage as they can, but Hoos with a nice little jump trying to catch out any, and we do see the nano utilized on to Hoos, does get forced to use that immortality field, and with Stable so low, this heals from Janai and Yoshi as much as they can are going to be able to keep them up there. And now on the other side, Silas is going to be forced to use that Diva Bomb. They were about to lose their mech. Nice little play by Staple to force to save Mystic Shields there. Duplication used by Monkey, forcing the Monkey forced onto that Orisa. Gonna be taking out 2, however, and is gonna have that Bongo as well. Stable decides to use this graphitic flux, trying to take it back. But however, at the same time, Gadrin with the visor in the back's gonna be taking out everyone. And finally, a great bit of hope for the side of Apollo.
Yeah, that's the power of the Soldier 76 there, to be able to get onto the high ground, pepper and damage from places where you normally wouldn't be able to contest. And seeing that this is a dive composition, they need to be diving on the players that are the most, you know, vulnerable to damage here. And that is going to be your backline. But when you're running a backline of Brig and Baptiste, that's as tanky of a backline as you can really get in Overwatch here. So great work from Apollo to be able to stave off that aggression. And now they have full control over this second building, which they're going to be using to pepper and damage. You see Shag looking out for that Tracer, knowing full well that they're trying to sneak into... They're trying to find some way to sneak into their backline.
Yeah, Nano on the side of Indigo League is going to be used as Hoos dives in. Nice, a little bit of the flashbang by Shagadelic, holding them for just a second as they're going to get very low. Anti-Nate did go down onto Shagadelic, not going to be getting too much there. Mystic's going to be using this Bongo, trying to pump out as much damage as the cart is in the